Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another RC in Motion video. And as you saw in the beginning, we are assembling the body. But with this video, as you noticed on the title, this is the assembly and the final version of what I think the truck should look like once you build it, or once, I mean, it's up to you, but the version that I had in sight in my mind was the version that I came up with. So going back to the assembly, we had a little difficulties on the kit. The manual wasn't detailed enough to where I can see which part went where. For example, let me show you here. I had a lot of these little pieces. I'll give you a close-up on these little pieces, but a lot of these little pieces were left over. I have no idea where they went. The measurements were a little off, so I had to literally chop some of them because honestly, I have no idea where they went. I did leave these out, and these are just the rear panels, the panels that go on the bed side of it. And you know, these, I just really didn't want to put all three of them because there's 3 layers. I just put 2, and I didn't deal with that as much. So the glue that I used was this Testors ABS cement glue. It's made for plastic models, but the problem is it has a long set time. I believe it's about it says 5 to 10 seconds, but it takes forever to set. For some reason, it just kept sliding, and parts were just sliding, shifting. And on these little parts, it was real difficult to keep still. So what I did use this Testors ABS glue, but my clamps that I used was just crazy glue. So I used crazy glue, Testors, and then the crazy glue held on, so that way this would set. And the thing, this is kind of like styrene. It kind of bonds it and melts both pieces, makes one. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the glue that I used. And I did use some Gorilla super glue with a 10-second set time. So I really needed to get it done before the event this weekend, which is actually the time I'm filming this video. With that said, I'm gonna show you my version of what I saw in my mind when I unboxed the kit, when I took all the parts out. I will show you my version. Here it is. The GC4 from Cross RC, assembled, weathered, and amazing. I mean, this thing came out amazing. I was able to rust the parts, weather it out, even the small metal parts. You can see they're kind of weathered. I'll give you guys close-ups, as well as the interior. The interior is phenomenal. I'll give you a close-up on that. I have Rick from Rick Grimm's, I believe, from The Walking Dead. I have some dice hanging from the top. I have a Coke in there on the dashboard, and I have an AR-15 in the back. I'll give you guys close up on all this. In the rear, I have some toolbox with some actual tools, 3D printed items here like crates and some fluids, jugs, and a fuel cell. And on the sides, as you can see, I actually went with real wood, but I did use the original panels that it came with, these thinner panels, and I did use the wood, but I didn't put in that center one because it would have left a tiny little gap so you can actually see scale stuff inside. You would have to actually see it from the top. So with that said, I just used 2 on each side, and that was it. The rear, like I said, half of this, the instruction manual was odd. You can see here, the rear opens up. Now, a cool factor that I want to show you guys, and there's a problem with this cab. It's pinched on 2 little parts. I'll give you guys close up. Like I said, it's pinched on 2 little parts, and that's how it stays held down. But here is the magical part: this full-sized engine receiver box. Now with the receiver box, I wanted to give it kind of a scale look, my own little touch. So I 3D printed some headers from the Wraith. If you guys follow my Instagram, you remember I put in the Wraith an actual V8 engine, 3D printed the whole thing. So I went and blew up the headers to about 100 or 1.24 millimeters or so, just to make them a little wider for this receiver box. Excuse me. And I was able to just glue them on the side and it actually looks like a working engine. And this goes tucked in very well in the cab and you don't have to worry about anything. But I can tell you this, that one of the lights, I don't know if it's a resistor or something's not working properly because my left turn signal is not working when I turn left. But that's cool because it gives it a more of a beat down truck like I intended it for it to look. As you can see, the wheels, I did weather the wheels as well. It was a bit tricky, the fuel cell. Once again, I'm going to give you close-ups on everything. Now the weathering process, I did cover it on my Instagram page, so I would advise you guys, if you guys want to know how to weather something like this and the wash that's afterwards, I would suggest you guys go check it out on my Instagram. I covered it just in small details there. I covered it up there, and I mean, you can get a perfect weathered look by using this technique. And this was the color that I chose. It was a teal color because my wife, she really likes teal, and I haven't done a truck in teal. So I think it came out pretty cool. I mean, I put a lot of work into it. I actually used some wood finish to give it that wooden, worn out look on the wood, and then I poured down a bit of a wash. When I say wash, it's pretty much a watered down rust paint, and all you do is just spread it around and it'll give it that effect, like on the door here, or on here, that rust has been sitting for a while. And I'll give you a close up on this so you can see it. So it'll give it an effect like rust has been sitting for a while. And then on the axles, I just did the same wash, just to give it a scaled down rustic look. More images can be seen via my Instagram page. So if you have Instagram, go ahead and check it out. Better close-ups, better imagery. I did put in the Hobby Wing. What is that? Hobby Wing Quick Run Crawler Brush, and the only reason I know is because it's sitting there. Is an 80 amp waterproof ESC that works very well for this. And it comes with the programming card, which is free, and all the wires, decals, even heat shrink it came with. So I was able to solder it here, run the Deans all the way out. Had to make an extension just for the Deans because it's a long way from the motor all the way to the back where it has this little scale crate where the LiPo goes. The LiPo fits here perfect. I already tested it. I'm gonna be running a thin 3-cell. It's a 4,000 milliamps, so it should be fine for this application. But yes, everything I did probably by hand. The dash, the whole interior was done by hand. The color chosen was my daughter's choice, so she was an inspiration, as well as my wife was an inspiration for this build. The cool part is if you want to look at the interior, you can just pop open the top. It has brake and reverse lights because it comes with that light controller that I showed you on the unboxing. So it does actually light up whenever you reverse, and it does slam on the brakes whenever you stop. So that's the cool factor here with this build. It did come with the speaker, but I did not buy the sound system because it wasn't available. You know, they're overseas, stocks are limited, and then part availability is not much for this brand. So that's something you have to take into consideration. How do you want to run this rig? So I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna beat it like my Axial, my RC 4-wheel drive, because I can readily find parts. They're readily available everywhere. You can find them at your hobby shop or online. Crazy glue bottles. This whole build took about 4. Well, the bed alone took about 4. The accessories themselves didn't take that long, that much crazy glue. But the rest, it just was time consuming. The body, I spent about 12 to 14 hours on the body. Actually, no, I spent 24. I spent about 48 hours just on the body. It took about 2 days to complete. And well, actually 2.5. So it would take 40, 50 hours to complete the body alone. So that was a project in itself, and it was a fun build. I had so much fun doing this, and the outcome was amazing. I was getting a lot of good feedback online, a lot of good feedback on my local crawl group. I thought it was like crappy and whatnot, but man, everybody was enjoying it. So I did what I could, and this is the end result. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, subscribe. Check out my other videos. I usually post whenever I can, to be honest, but I usually post whenever I make a build or I have an unboxing to do. So stay tuned for future builds, future videos, even drone videos. I do some drone videos on my spare time and some crawl videos, which I hope you guys tune in for this anniversary event, which I will be filming the whole thing, and we're gonna get some awesome footage. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like always, rate, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.